I'm here today at Kalen Sports in Romeoville to take you through some Flyers hockey.
Puck is dropped and we are underway.
We're going to compete and we're going to bat. We have to compete all 3 periods.
Flyers came out hot. The Flyers to an early lead. Zone shot, he scores!
The culture that they have there is pretty special.
Really happy to be back and excited for a season of had of great hockey.
Shot, rebound, scores!
They're creating their own energy. The energy has totally changed.
Batting that puck out of the air. Big shot, another shot. He goes upstairs.
The whole building is buzzing.
And a big save! Four-inch shot, rebound, scores! Oh my goodness, what a play!
We want to play as a unit.
You can see the joy and excitement on the faces of the Flyers players. We're equally as excited here in the broadcast booth.
Great hockey being played
At Kalen this weekend.
What a goal for the Lewis Flyers!
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
You're looking for your opportunity to make a difference that impacts your world for the better. And no one is better equipped to help you do that than Lewis University. With 37 graduate degree and certificate programs, we can help you develop the skills required to maximize your performance and value in today's workforce. Classes meet in 8-week sessions, 100% online, on campus, or a mix of both designed for working adults. Your time is now. Transform your skills and potential with a graduate degree from Lewis University.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
What are you gonna wish for, Grandpa?
Don't just wish you had taken care of your hearing loss. Take action today. Visit actnow.hearing.com to learn the signs and find an ACHA certified audiologist near you.
I'm originally from Janesville, Wisconsin. I kind of grew up by an airport, and in that time, pretty much I fell in love with airplanes. They were always flying over my house and everything. I got my private pilot's license the beginning of my sophomore year, and then after that I got my instrument rating first semester of my junior year, and right now I'm working on my commercial license. I do want to start with corporate aviation. I think it would kind of be cool to get a perspective in both worlds. My end game is airlines eventually. Lewis has kind of kept my passion alive for aviation just because of how frequently we fly. We fly 2 to 3 times a week, which is a lot more than other flight schools where you don't even start flying until your junior year. I'm definitely happy I chose Lewis, especially with the airport being right on campus. I think it's honestly really helpful. The people here that I've met, I've loved pretty much everything about Lewis.
This is the story of Lewis University, located 35 miles southwest of Chicago. Founded in 1932 with a focus on aviation technology, Lewis is a Catholic and Lasallian university that welcomes students of all faiths and cultures. Your understanding of diverse cultures will help you to succeed in the global workplace. At Lewis, our faculty walk side by side with our students, helping them apply what they learn in the classroom to real life. In law enforcement, nursing, aviation, business, the sciences, teaching, and the arts, all making a difference. Our students have purpose in learning. They are problem solvers, thinkers, doers. Upon graduation, Lewis students are prepared to create better communities, communities that universally welcome, support, and encourage all to create a better world. Now it is your turn. How will you impact our world? Apply at lewisu.edu.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs a life-saving blood transfusion. Every 2 seconds, there's an urgent need for blood donation. Every second matters. In an emergency, doctors may face impossible choices. Who gets blood and who must wait? Will you roll up a sleeve and give? Because of you, life doesn't stop. Donate blood. Make your appointment today at Vitalant.org.
Hello, I'm Will Jimeno. I'm a retired Port Authority police detective and a 9/11 survivor. For 13 hours, I was buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. I was rescued thanks to brave people who were willing to put their own lives on the line to save mine. For 9/11 this year, a National Day of Service, I'll be paying it forward by taking time to help others. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Providing students with the skills and qualities needed to be successful, the Lewis University Radio and Television Broadcasting Department prepares students for high-level performance in their endeavors. The broadcasting professor supplies students with numerous chances outside of the classroom to sharpen their tools and get a taste of the real world of broadcasting.
I just thought it was really interesting and I want to go into sports media. Everyone's really welcoming, even if you have no experience. Like, you will be uncomfortable at the beginning, like I was, but once you start into it, you'll be more comfortable as your teachers explain everything.
Technical directing, editing, producing, and anchoring are just some of the countless broadcasting roles students can get involved with during their first week in the program. From being on the air to producing behind the scenes, students will acquire valuable life skills in addition to what they learned in broadcasting. All majors are welcome, and to get started, visit lewisu.edu/admissions so you can make a difference and take your talents to the next level.
On this very cold Friday afternoon in Romeoville, I'm pleased to welcome you inside Callan Sports for this broadcast of Flyers hockey. Good evening, everyone. My name is Logan Kapp. I'm here today to take you through the game between the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh Titans and your Lewis Flyers. We're going to have the national anthem and starting lineups. And then right after that, puck drop. I'd like to thank Logan Burgess for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem as we prepare for puck drop. Lewis Flyers wearing their home white jerseys. Oshkosh Titans in their road yellows. They'll be going from right to left on your screen. To my left, the big man's in net for the Lewis Flyers, Sam Zagat, who has really been playing well as of late, accompanied by the rest of the team. Lewis Flyers are on a bit of a hot streak moving into the game today, but Sam Zagat, 11-5 in the games that he's appeared in this season, 17 of them at that. 297 goals against average, 922 save percentage. Keeping most things out of the net is Sam Zagat. To my right in net for the Oshkosh Titans, Isaac Andrich. The Stevens Point native will get the look for Kyle Jensen and the Titans. He is 5-7-1 on the season thus far in 13 appearances, 4.29 goals against average, and an 8.97 save percentage for the Oshkosh Titans. We're already playing, but story of the game is that man, Scotty Ernsting, is tied right now for most goals all time by any Lewis Flyer ever. Last weekend, he moved securely into second place for most all-time points, but this weekend, with his next goal, if he is able to achieve that this week, he will have more goals than anyone else in Lewis Flyers history. Steck will throw that one down far side where it's received by Stump. To the point it goes. It's reaching across to Steck. Snap shot is deflected by Primek out in front. It was bobbled by Andrich, but he's able to find it and hold on for the game's first stoppage. 19:04 left to go in the first period. Face-off will ensue to Andrich's left wing side. Caden Ulmer out there to take this draw for the Flyers. Native of the Leafs Hockey Club. He won that one, and Flyers captain Brian Goot controls. Ulmer's centering pass couldn't find anybody, and now skating through the neutral zone is Eric Zimmerman, and he dumped that one in because he was being honed in on by Ben Alagna on the Flyers blue line. Knocked down behind the Flyers goal. Alagna now controls it and pokes it and tangles up with Zimmerman just in front of the Flyers bench. Ulmer will swoop in and try to dump it past Drake Moberg, but he was unsuccessful. And that was Wisniewski on the far side with a fan dump-in attempt. The Lewis Flyers won all 6 games that they have played in 2026. They played 6 games over the course of 8 days in the past 2 weeks. They had a series against Roosevelt University, a home and home. They won both of those. Played Aurora University during the week last week. Won both of those in another home and home split. And last weekend, they took on the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Panthers and won both of those at home. And so the Flyers' last loss came all the way back in December when they lost the first game to the Purdue Northwest Pride. That was over at the Cube in Indiana, and then ended up beating the Pride, which was a little bit of an upset in ACHA Division II in this Central Division. But the Pride came to town. That was a game over in Joliet for Flyers Check Cancer Night, and Flyers pull out a big W there and have been on a hot streak ever since. 17:39 left to go in the first period. A face-off at the far wing boards, Lewis blue line. Chopped across the ice and up by Steck, and Fronte forces the turnover. He's in over the near side of the Titan blue line, but he was not able to advance it. Now going back the other way is Gavin Hurley, one of the top points men for this Titans hockey team, second in points for the Titans. 12 games played, 4 goals, 12 assists, 14 total points, above a point per game player is Gavin Hurley of the Oshkosh Titans. Now in his own zone, it's Simonson who will shovel it up the near side wall, but it ran right into Good, and Rapaz, without any other options, dumped that in. On the forecheck, Ethan Rapaz forced the turnover, but ran right into Liam Golden, who gloved it down. Into support was Brian Goot, and he still got it now near side corner, Titans zone. He's got a couple Titans players on him. That's Ethan Robertson right there. Supporting him was Dominic Grigori, but the Flyers couldn't do anything with it, and it gets sent up by Nate Brown. Slapped in by Liam Golden, who will come off for a line change. Now Rapaz will give it back to get their Flyers breakout going. A big shot from Cavisto on the point is easily saved by Zagat, who made his first save of the hockey game. 16:07 left to go in the first period. Talking to Jim Swoyer before this one started, the head coach of Lewis Flyers hockey. He had a lot of good things to say about Sam Zagat, and it's a playoff mentality from the Flyers bench. They have that coming up in about 2 weeks. They'll be heading up to Wisconsin, and they already know their first round matchup will be against Marquette and the Golden Eagles. Here's Stumpfin over the Titan blue line, trying a sharp angle shot that was panted out by Andrich. And now here comes Hurley. Stumpf with an excellent back check. Excuse me, that wasn't Hurley, that was Alex Wisniewski. And now Ernsting turned the puck over. Chops at it, and it's sent into the far side corner by Aiden Maves. Adrian Abram has an option of Pramack in the middle, but chooses to dump it in, and out to play it behind the net is Isaac Andrich. Excellent breakout play. He'll feed Colton Vincent as he dumps it into the Flyers zone. In on the forecheck. Right after that, a scramble in front, and puck kind of trickled into the near side corner. Falling down was Dan Johnson, and it gets sent around the net by Vincent. Ulmer with some body contact there on the far side. Now moving fast is Goot, but unable to win the grace against Lee Hedke. And that will result in a face-off in the Flyers zone. 14:46 left to go in the first frame. Another defensive zone coming up on the far wing dot for the Flyers. In moves Caden Ulmer, who lost that face-off to Gavin Hurley, who just tried to slap it on goal right when the linesman let go of the puck, but it never made it to Sams again. Run back around by Vincent all the way to the far side half wall. Controlling there was Ty Siddick, but his shot never made it to the net, and it got backhanded up and out by Johnson, who wanted to get out. Was at the end of a long line change, and since the puck went into the bench, he is able to make that change. Normally, if you throw the puck out of play in your own zone, you're not allowed to change, but since it went into the bench, that will allow the Flyers to complete their line change. A clean face-off win back to the point. It was shot by Walleye Radcliffe, and Zagat will hold on. Walleye Radcliffe, the former Tri-State Spartan, was playing AAA hockey before he came and started playing for the Titans. Had a pretty good year so far on the point. And junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, 17 games played, 4 goals, 2 assists. Here in over the line is Josh David. Across it goes. It's Ricci on the blue line and no traffic in front. That one was easily handled by Andrich. And it was picked up on the Titan blue line by Ethan Robertson. He'll go ahead and launch it into Sam Zagat, who decides to play it. No pressure was incoming. Now it's Salagna. Fresh off the bench is Ulmer, but Fronte wanted it and was not able to cleanly accept that puck in the neutral zone. Dangerous dump in there by Liam Golden, almost hit the side of the referee. Now it's Alagna in his own zone. Tried a cross-ice pass to feed Rapaz, and he took down the Titan defenseman, and the Flyers will be seeing the first penalty of the hockey game. 13:23 left to go in the first. To the box is Ethan Rapaz. 2 minutes tripping is the call. And the Oshkosh Titans, who sit fourth in the NCHL Black Division on power play percentage, 20% on opportunities for them this year. We'll get the first look against the Lewis Flyers penalty kill that really hasn't had to work too much this season. They've done a good job staying out of the penalty box. As Zagat makes a point stop there, we'll see another face-off Flyers zone. Well, the Flyers have been working hard on special teams in practice and have also been working at staying out of the penalty box. On the point, it gets set up by Lucas McGillivray. Across it goes to Moberg. He's got Caden Ulmer right on him. Very aggressive penalty kill from the Lewis Flyers as that point shot got blocked out in front by Caden Ulmer. Now near side, it's Wisniewski. His wrist shot was patted out by Zagat. Moberg on the far side will dish it down low to the corner. Right back it comes to Moberg on the point, and his shot could not be cleanly blocked by Wilninski. Now near side, it gets sauced across to Moberg. Had to knock that one down, and the missed shot goes by the side of the goal. Wisniewski, a sharp angle shot is patted out by Zagat. Right there, hammering away, is Drake Moberg, but it finally got cleared out, but not completely over the line. An excellent shot block there by Ulmer. Minute left on the Titan power play. Scoop down low by Alex Wisniewski, who will then come off for a line change on the far side of the Flyers blue line. It was kept in by McGillivray. A shot from the dot. Hit traffic out in front, and it's corralled by Ratliff. He'll get it back now. Moves in from the dot. His shot was blocked by Ulmer, who can then finally clear the puck the length of the ice. And a full exchange of troops for the Lewis Flyers. 30 seconds left on the tripping penalty assessed to Ethan Rapaz. And the Titans will get one more rush attempt. Controlled by Brown, who will move in far wing boards and launch one on goal that was high and wide. Kept in on the near side point by Ratliff, and once again slapped all the way out by Adrian Abram. 3-2-1, penalty over to Rapaz. 5-on-5 hockey on the far side It's controlled by Golden. Down around the net, centering pass, nobody there on the point. A slap shot from Walleye Ratliff was blocked. And now it gets sent all the way down the length of the ice by Dominic Grigori, and the Flyers have iced the puck. 11:05 left to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Been playing a lot of hockey in the Flyers' end of the ice. That early penalty kind of killed the momentum that they were building here. Flyers still recovering from playing those 6 games in 8 days. As a slap shot from Stump sails by the side of the goal, kept in by Ernsting, who's on the ice. Will be on Magic Man watch throughout the broadcast today. And if he doesn't score, we'll see it again tomorrow. As a big hit in the far side half wall sends someone down to the ice, and Ernsting's point shot hit the skate of Caleb Pramek. Now it's Ricci, dangles it into the Titan zone, picked up the puck clean as a whistle. Here's Ernsting in the middle of the ice, is hooked, but still retains possession. A centering pass, could not find Ricci, and it was a Logna on the point who poked it back down to Ernsting. Scooped up and out by Colton Vincent. Now going back the other way is Lee Henke trying to pass across to Sidek, who was right with him on that rush, but Sidek wasn't able to cleanly pick it up, and so the Titans dump it in. Stump will touch a pass to Ernsting, and he had a lot of pressure, so he dished it back to Alagna. Here's Ernsting into the zone. Pulls it between his legs, and the centering pass to Walensky was out of his reach. Walensky, though, able to recover back in his own zone. Will dish it back to Abram, who fires a pass up the far side wall. That got deflected, negating the icing call. Walensky with a centering pass, couldn't find Abram on the point, and so back all the way it goes, where the big man on the blue line, Troy Nail, will be able to control. His pass behind the back of the net, trying to feed it to Abram, but Woods was right on him, who now is pressed up against the glass by Adrian Abram. Supporting was Ulmer, who pulls it out of there. And now slowing things down is Josh David. He's now speeding it back up in over the Titan blue line. On the far side is Goot, but the Flyers are offsides. 9:02 left to go in the first period. Still scoreless after what has been a game pretty much dominated by the Oshkosh Titans. Some opportunities being shown by the Lewis Flyers, getting a couple shots on goal after we crossed over the halfway point in this first period. Out there to take this face-off for the Flyers was Alex Fronte. He lost it. And moving with speed into the Flyers zone is Eric Zimmerman. He's pushed off the puck by Johnson, and now controlling on the near side is David. Didn't really have an option, so he scoops it up the near side wall. Into support is Logan Pickens, but he collided in front of the net there. I believe that's Drake Moberg. No, it's Aiden Maves of the Titans. And so Logan Pickens, moving fast on the forecheck, was unable to get to that puck because he dropped his stick after the collision there with Aiden Maves. In his own zone, now it's Maves who controlled it across, and the breakout pass that was intended there for Robertson was intercepted, and that forced the Titans to just dump it in. Slapped around the goal in the neutral zone is Walleye Ratliff, who rifles it back into the Lewis end. On the forecheck for the Titans is Nate Brown, who forced a turnover on the point now. A shot was fanned on. Here comes Ethan Rapaz. He's in behind everybody on the breakaway. Rapaz, and a save is made by Isaac Andrich on the best opportunity of the game so far for the Lewis Flyers. Now it's Grigori. A rink-wide pass, gave it to Rapaz, who couldn't control it. Walleye Ratliff going back the other way had his pass intercepted. Now on the point, it's Henke. Turns and shoots it, but it was about 2 feet to the right of the net, and it was kept in there by the stick of Ty Siddick. Reversed by Ricci to Grigori, and there on the half wall was Rapaz, and the Titans will score. That was Colton Vincent who picked up the puck in the Flyer zone, and off to an early lead are the Oshkosh Titans. Kind of a sloppy play there in the defensive zone for the Lewis Flyers. Really didn't control the puck very well. Was not a good possession. Turned it over on the far side dot to Colton Vincent, who picks up his 6th goal of the year. And the Titans now are up by 1. 6:55 left to go in the first period. Magic Man Scotty Ernsting back on the ice, trying to chip it around Eric Zimmerman, but now it's Pramack on the far side stump. Wines fires it, and his shot was sent wide. Ernsting couldn't knock down the saucer pass, and now moving fast the other way are the Titans. That looks like that was Alex Wisniewski who kind of fanned on the shot. Now slowing it down in his own zone is Lucas McGillivray. Troy Nail now for the Flyers in his own zone. Reverse it to Abram on the far side, and a touch pass from Stumpf will feed it to Omer. He couldn't do anything with it. Right there was Danny Kiddo who sent it back the other way. Here's Omer once again. We'll dish it to Ernsting far side. Takes some major contact there from Danny Kiddo, and that allows the turnover to commence. Here's Golden into the zone. His shot got waffle boarded aside by Zagat. In his own zone, Steck will get things going. Here's Welninski's cross-ice pass, fed it to Goot, who backhands it in Titan zone. Now it's Johnson in the neutral zone. Has to wait for Goot to get back on sides. It's backhanded in by Ulmer. Behind his own net now, Lucas McGillivray. The former Lake County Viper got that breakout going, and now will get a second try at it after the Flyers dumped it in. Alagna fresh off the bench, tries to chip around Ethan Robertson and just ends up dumping that puck in. Nate Brown behind his own net, dished it to Golden, who couldn't get it out. A point shot from Pickens sailed by the top of the goal. And right there was McGillivray after the puck hit him in the back. Here now in the Flyer zone is Ethan Robertson, who decides to throw it around the goal to Nate Brown, who kind of turned and slapped at it, but it ends up deflecting into the protective netting. And that, of course, will cause a stoppage of play. 4:44 left to go in the first period. Flyers are down by 1, courtesy of Colton Vincent, the sophomore from Stoughton, Wisconsin, opened the scoring on the day. That one got lofted out by Braden Ricci. And now it's Vincent. Had to deal with Ben Alagna right on him. That allowed Fronte to get it over to David, who throws it in on goal. Aiden Maves now. Sent it up the far side wall. Here comes Colton Vincent. The goal scorer ran right into Scotty Ernsting. And now back in his own zone is Christian Simonson. Slowly but surely works the puck in over the Flyers line, but had to fight through the stick of Caleb Pramack, and now a couple Titans battle away on the far side with Ernsting. Rifled in by Simonson and retrieved by Ricci in his own zone. It went off the skate of the referee. Titans have it, but an excellent defensive play from Ben Alagna shut down that scoring chance. It's Ernsting in by himself. The Magic Man Sauts his one on goal. An easy save is made by Isaac Andrich. His team remains up by 1. Chipped up by Drake Moberg. Intended for Zimmerman, but the puck was out of his reach, and that goes all the way down for an icing call. Head coach of the Titans doesn't like that very much. Kyle Jansen pleading his case to the referee, and it looks like they agree, so we'll see a center ice face-off here with 3:25 left to go in the first period. Out there to tank it for the Titans, Drake Moberg, the former Sheboygan Rhedorator, lost that one. But the Titans regained possession. It was sent up by Wisniewski to no avail. Now it's Flyers captain Brian Goot shoveling it in near side. He's got it now in the corner. Goot has to deal with Drake Moberg. He's got a couple Titans players right on him. And they're doing an excellent job here in the first period. The Titans are collapsing as soon as the Lewis Flyer player gets the puck. He's got 2-3 Titans players on him, and man, they don't have a lot of time to make decisions. Here's Goot, slaps that one in. Back to retrieve in his own zone is Ratliff, who will send it up the near side wall to Nate Brown. Turns and goes off the near side boards to Moberg, who tried a cross-ice pass that was intended for Ratliff, but will end up just trickling all the way into the Flyers zone. On the forecheck, Nate Brown couldn't ship it around Dan Johnson of the Flyers. An interception, though, by Golden. Liam Golden, centering pass, and a defensive play is made by Adrian Abram, who is laying down on the ice to break up yet another defensive zone turnover by the Flyers. Here's Gabe Cavisto. Will fling that one into the far side corner Lewis end, where it's retrieved by Johnson. And the cross-ice pass will feed it to David. Another rink-wide pass over to Fronte. He'll hesitate and backhand it down low to Pickens. His wraparound pass to Steck could not be completed. Now it's Liam Golden. Into support there was Lucas McGilvory. And now a race ensues. Johnson engaged in a race with Vinson, the lone goal scorer for the Titans. And it looks like the Flyers will be seeing their first power play as Sam Zagat makes his way off the ice. Logan Stumpf retrieves in his own zone. They'll get one rush opportunity. 1:18 left to go in the first. It's Johnson. Left at 4. Steck on the ice is Scotty Ernsting. Push him back entry. Will give it to Scotty. And now it's Johnson to Ernsting near side. Flyers look like they don't want to start this rush. Less than a minute left to go in the first period. Maybe want to hesitate and wait for the rest of this period time to burn out. Get the whole 2 minutes of power play time in the second. Being down by 1 goal, you can't quite blame them. You don't want to kill the momentum you gain on the power play. And I believe that will be Colton Vinson, who will be heading to the penalty box for this Titans team. He was tangled up on the far side. I believe that was with Dan Johnson of the Flyers. Fronte and Ernsting gave it away behind the net. 14.7 seconds left to go. We will see the penalty that's assessed. Ernsting out there to take this draw for the Flyers. A tripping is assessed by referee Edward Screedy. And so the Flyers now will get their crack on the power play. It was assessed to Colton Vinson. And Scotty Ernsting tied with Craig Tomasi. Most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. 74 for each of them. Ernsting trying to win that face-off forward, and it ends up bouncing over to Andrich. And we'll try again near side dot. Abram in the trigger man spot for the Flyers. This time Ernsting lost it. And into support there was Lee Hedke, but he turned it over. Abram centering pass, trying to feed it to Pramek, who's hammering away right at the mouth of the goal. But Isaac Andrich stood tall. 3.1 seconds left to go. We'll see one more face-off here in the first period. Flyers will get aggressive here with just 3 seconds left. Will take the goaltender off the ice. And once again, it's Ernsting on in the face-off circle. Puck won forward and taken out by Nate Brown was Scotty Ernsting. One could argue a tripping penalty right there, but no such call will be made after 20 minutes. The Oshkosh Titans take a 1-goal lead into the dressing room. Not the best period of hockey that I've seen out of the Lewis Flyers as of late. One has to think that some of these games that they've been playing in the past couple weeks here have started to take a toll, playing so many games within the last 14 days. Not a lot of pep in their step through 20 minutes. I'm sure they will get a stern talking to from head coach Jim Swire, and we'll see what they can come up with in about 13. You're watching Lewis University hockey right here on the Lewis University Television Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
My name is Grace Duflon. I am a double major in public relations and advertising, as well as organizational communication, and I am from Delafield, Wisconsin. I was searching for a major for almost 2 years, and I'm very glad that I chose public relations because I do really enjoy talking with others, being creative, writing, designing, and all of those elements are incorporated in the major. My Lewis experience has been very hands-on. There was one class in particular, our public relations writing class, where we got to work with EZIO Community Development Services, and they work to revitalize neighborhoods and work with underserved communities. And this was a full semester project where we were able to create lots of public relations and advertising materials, and we also got to work on our client services skills because we met with the owner on a weekly basis. This project gave us great real-life experience and also helped me realize that I do love the client services aspect of public relations, and I would love to do that in my career someday.
Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out.
Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard them, organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Lewis University is full of devoted students ready to take the first step into their future. A group of hard-working and devoted students using the tools and resources provided and the experiences and opportunities gifted to them to identify their passion and explore their purpose, working endlessly to find their true calling.
Rhino from the flight department.
How are you?
Good, how are you? We're actually pre-flighting for the low pass, so I kind of just want to discuss it with you before we go out there.
Yeah, hopefully everything, if it's not too busy.
We call it a ceremonial low pass. You go lower to the ground at a higher speed to kind of signify moving on to a bigger and better career.
This is my last flight, Dave.
Thanks again for wanting to do this.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for asking me.
Lewis Tower, make left traffic, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
I actually am having mixed emotions right now. Watching him fly by brings me back memories to when he first started here at Lewis as a student and what he's been through with challenges. And now he is moving on with his career.
We have uniform for the requested 2 low passes over runway 9.
My Lewis experience has been adventurous. I've had a lot of opportunities to experience the flight side, the student life. I don't think I'd change one thing that I did here.
Seminole 0 Lima uniform, turn left on Gulf, taxi to the university via Bravo Echo, and congratulations on this advancement of your career, Rhino.
It is very sad, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what's next.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Today we are having an event partnering with Lewis University DPT program and OT program here in Frigo Hall, our auditorium, where they are performing mobility assessments on our independent living residents.
We
hope that after this assessment that residents are able to get connected with the physicians and the referrals that they need in order to make them more safe across environments, and then also be able to start introducing more physical activity in their day to help preserve their mobility.
Mays Lake and Lewis University have had a long-standing partnership, probably about almost 25 years. Adding another discipline now in the spring will bring our residents so many more opportunities to increase their mobility, their range of motion, all the things that many of them actually struggle with.
The benefit to students is that they get hands-on clinical experience, which is a lot different than I feel like across other universities. So the option to be able to have this clinical experience and be able to actively work with patients is really, really vital and valuable for them. So that's the really nice opportunity we have here.
After 20 minutes, Flyers are down by 1 against a Titans team that has played really well in this first period. And I think kind of surprised the Flyers a little bit. Walking by head coach of Flyers hockey, Jim Swoyer, he was not too pleased with his team's performance in the opening frame, so I'm sure had some choice words to express to his club. And they will start off this second period on the power play. A late period tripping penalty assessed to Colton Vinson, the lone goal scorer in this hockey game so far. But now the Flyers will get a look on the power play. They're in first place for power play percentage for the NCHL Orange Division. This man, Scotty Ernsting, has a lot of them. He moves in on his forehand in the far side corner. He's pushed by Lee Hedke. Now it's Steck on the near side wall. Abram, Steck one-timer is panning out by Andrich. First clear of this penalty kill by Nate Brown. Back to retrieve is Adrian Abram. Now hanging back is Ernsting for the push and back entry. He's got it now. And will slowly work his way in over the Titan blue line. Pulls to his forehand. Ernsting with a quick shot. Goes in and out of the glove of Andrich, who was able to pounce on top of it. 19:08 left to go in the second frame. 54 more seconds of power play time for the Lewis Flyers. Ernsting will stay on the ice. He's got the whole family in the building today. Scotty Ernsting does. After finally retrieving his jersey. It was the case of the missing jersey for the Magic Man. He's got the puck now in the slot. It's Ernsting, couldn't settle it down and stump from the far side. We'll have a shot that was patted out by Andrich. He goes for a skate now and he'll dish it off to Ernsting far side. He's got Abram in the middle, and what a pass! Found the stick of Caleb Pramack, but he was unable to hammer it into the wide open goal. It's Stumpf on the top of the point. Umbrella-style power play, almost gave it away to Moberg, but now it's Ernsting. Backhands a pass that was intercepted by Ratliff, and he's moving in 2-on-0 with Golden, and Ratliff was taken down with an excellent back check there from Benalagna. It's Logan Stumpf, fires it, and the save was made by Andrich, and the rebound was found and corralled by the Lewis Flyers. It's Ernsting. Turns, shoots it, and it got deflected by the stick of Drake Moberg up into the netting. And the penalty has expired. Back to playing 5-on-5 hockey. First successful clear, or shall I say kill, for the Oshkosh Titans, as the Flyers came out of that first intermission with a little bit of extra energy. It's Wolninski, he'll leave it for Ulmer, who will skate it down low away from Christian Simonson. His centering pass couldn't find Wolninski. And Steck, meanwhile, will have to back up into the neutral zone. Rink-wide pass, feeds it to Goot, who ran right into Christian Simonson and then gave it right back. Here moving back the other way, goes right off the left post. It was Colton Vinson. Right off the face-off, or the rebound rather, is Hurley. Falling down was Steck, who went down awkwardly and is now down in the near side corner. Steck was dragged down to the ice. And it looks like we will go 4-on-4 as another penalty was assessed to Steck. It was Goot who took the penalty for the Lewis Flyers. And Hurley for the Titans, and now down in the near side was Steck, who was taken down by Hurley. Dr. Dylan Parshall, the fresh graduate of chiropractor school, in taking a look at Steck, who has been a force on the blue line for the Lewis Flyers this year. 15 points in 21 games for the former Blind River Beaver. 4 goals, 11 assists, as Karen Hyde, the Illinois hockey legend, will come out and have a conversation now with Steck. This will be interesting to see how these teams come out of this brief stoppage here, and what was looking like a power play for the Oshkosh Titans actually will turn into a 4-on-4 situation. It's Mike Steck being helped off the ice by Troy Nail and Josh David. 3 newcomers to the Lewis Flyers this year. Josh David is another one on this Flyers lineup who has really been making an impact. Talk about him all the time. One of the 2 Canadians, him and Caleb Pramack. Josh David, though, above a point per game player. 21 points through 20 games played, 10 goals, 11 assists in his freshman year for the Lewis Flyers. Alum of the KIJHL up in Canada. I'm sure he's used to these really cold temperatures. Getting out of the car here at Camden. It was -7 is what the thermometer said. Ice cold. You're coming into the ice rink to warm up a little bit. And finally, we're going to get going. Ernsting and Stumpf out there for the Flyers in this 4-on-4 situation. A dangerous duo with a lot of speed and like to use it when there's more room on the ice. Dan Johnson's breakout pass went off the shin pad of someone out in front, and now it's Abram. Sashaying by up the near side wall, ran right into Kavisto, who poked it up to Golden, but now it's Dan Johnson for the Flyers. Pass is broken up. Here's Abram into the zone, and right in the slot was dealing with Gabe Kavisto right on him. And now it's Johnson dishing it over to Ernsting. He'll turn and burn through the neutral zone, and taken out on the blue line was Logan Stumpf, and that forces Ernsting to turn back. It's Johnson now near side, fed it to Stumpf, and the one-timer was caught by Isaac Andrich. What a play on the power play for the Lewis Flyers. Excellent vision by Dan Johnson on the blue line to see Logan Stumpf crashing the goal, but Isaac Andrich had Stumpf's number, and the Titans remain up by 1. Face-off now, far wing dot, Titan zone. 16:41 left to go in the second period. Minute 5 left on both penalties. Chipped out, but gloved down by Troy Nail on the point, whose shot was blocked by Ethan Robertson. And now on the near side is Lucas McGillivray. He's in near side Flyer line, but the Titans are ruled to be offside. 49 seconds now left on both penalties. 16:24 left to go in the second period. We'll see a face-off just outside the Titans' blue line in front of their bench. It was won by Nate Brown, who is the points and goals leader on this Titans hockey team. No surprise he's out there for some special teams work. It's Josh David motoring up the near side wall. He's moving into the Titan zone with speed. Crisscrosses with Fronte. He's got him in the middle. Centering pass is patted out by Andrich. And Josh David is really dangerous in those fast break opportunities, especially when he's flanked by Alex Fronte. In his own zone is Dominic Grigori. Stick handles around one. He's now moving with speed. Shrugs off a check there from Liam Golden. It's Grigori into the zone, and his opportunity was soaked up by Andrich, who will hold on to it. Only 3 seconds remaining on both penalties. 15:39 left to go in the second period. Scotty Ernsting back on the ice for the Lewis Flyers. He'll square up with Colton Vinson, the lone goal scorer on the game today, but it's Ernsting controlling off the draw. Penalty's over, toe drag to the middle. It's Ernsting, he scores! The Magic Man, with his greatest trick of all, now has more goals than anyone else in Lewis Flyers history. What a way to do it, to tie things up here in the second period. Scotty Ernsting, the Magic Man, finds the back of the net and the equalizer with 15:30 left to go in the second period. Still on the ice is Ernsting. It's skated into the Flyers zone by Gavin Hurley, who will get it near side corner. And now playing on both sides of the puck is Scotty Ernsting. His rink-wide pass will feed it to Logan Stumpf. An excellent breakout play. Gave it to Pramek in the neutral zone. And he now possesses it in the offensive zone. And the centering pass to Ernsting could not be found. It's Benalagna in his own zone. The tone has changed in Romeoville this very cold Friday evening. Flyers playing with more confidence than they've had all game. And back in his own zone is Christian Simonson. Had to deal with a big hit incoming from Brian Goot. Now it's Abram looking for Goot. His pass was broken up in the middle of the ice right there by Gavin Hurley, who will launch it down the length of the ice, but no icing is ruled. On the near side, it's Goot. Engaged in battle, supporting was Abram, who comes away with it, looking for Goot on the near side, and now he's got it. Wisniewski that time took some contact from Ulmer, who will throw it into the Flyer zone. And now the clearing attempt from Abram will go all the way down for an icing call. Scotty Ernsting making history this evening in Romeoville with his whole family in attendance. Surpasses Craig Tomasi for most goals all time by a Lewis Flyer. On the point, that shot goes by the side of the goal. It's about 3 feet high. It's Abram controlling in his own zone. Looking for some options, will end up flipping it out to Lucas McGilvory, who's got to be careful. Brian Goot was in on the forecheck. A pass gets rifled up to Nate Brown. And there was Kiddo, who then took some more contact from Abram in the middle of the ice. Rifled in by Robertson. Out to play it is Zagat behind the net. It's Troy Nail now far side corner. Will backhand it up the far wing boards. But right on him is Liam Golden, who works it in over the Flyer line. He tried a shot, but he had a couple sticks right on him of Troy Nail and Adrian Abram, and that one gets launched the length of the ice. No icing is waved, so in on the forecheck is Goot, who collides behind the net with Kiddo, but it's now Kiddo who will get things going for the Titans. Shot is easily paddled aside by Zagat. Titans looking to respond here after that goal from Ernsting. But the pass is intercepted by Josh David, buzzing in. He's behind everybody. Josh David tried to elevate it and go upstairs on Andrich, but went right over the top of the goal and out of play. Another grade A chance for Josh David. That's the second time this hockey game David's used his speed to get behind Titan defense and create an opportunity just like that for himself. And I'm sure it won't be the last of this hockey game. Working hard in the offensive zone was Alex Fronte, who was talking to his dad a little bit earlier, and being from California, I was a little surprised to see him. He had his mom in town last year, and he had a shot right there that got patted out by Andrich, but Alex Fronte had the whole family in town last week, and let me tell you something, his mom makes a mean brownie. Had a couple of them after the game last Saturday. And anytime she's in town with the brownies, some of the best that I've had. 11:36 left to go in the second period after that icing call. A faceoff will take place in the Flyers' end of the ice. Looks like an incorrect icing whistle went there, much to the dismay of Caleb Pramack, who right away was in on the puck behind the Titan goal and went palms up. But the referees agreed. He's got the puck now in the Titan zone. It's Caleb Pramack on his backhand trying to throw it to the middle, but he retains behind the net. It's Stumpf now. Controls it into the slot. It's Stumpf, turns, shoots it, and right at the top of the crease was Pramack, but he was unable to deflect it. Pass got knocked down by Stumpf. Moving fast the other way was Drake Moberg, but it was slapped back by Ricci. Here comes Scotty Ernsting off the stretch pass from Ricci, and his shot went by the side of the goal as he took some major contact. It's Wisniewski back for the Titans now. His centering pass was paddled out by Zagat. Supporting is Ratliff as he takes some major contact from Braden Ricci behind the Flyer goal. Now it's Ernsting. Dances through a couple Titans players in over the Titan line. Ernsting through everybody, ends up taken down. No call will be made. Dylan Parshall on the Flyers bench wanted one. Now it's Drake Moberg in over the Lewis line. His shot goes up over the net. And now a fast break for the Flyers. Gets broken up by the skate of the linesman in the neutral zone. Here's Troy Nail. Starts the rush for the Flyers. His shot got panted out by Andrich. Love to see him activating and pinching in from the point. Troy Nail still looking for his first collegiate goal after playing a couple years in the USPHL, and a penalty now has been called on Brian Goot in the near side corner, who finished his check about 5 seconds late. That was on Drake Moberg, who had some choice words for Goot as he entered the penalty box. But now once again in the second period, just over the halfway mark in this hockey game, the Flyers will have to kill off another one. 9:54 left to go in the second period. Out there to take this face-off is Liam Golden. He sits third in points on this Titans team. He won the face-off. Back to Robertson. He's got it back now. Walks it in, and his shot was blocked by the stick of Jake Wilninski, who was able to clear it all the way down. Aiden Maves, former member of the Muskego Co-op Ice Force, had to hold up in the neutral zone. Now it's Golden. We'll slow it down in the offensive end of things. McGilvory, fresh off the bench, tried to drop it back, but nobody was there. In now with speed is Ethan Robertson on the left wing side of the Flyers zone. We'll pass it back to Golden. Overload style power play, transitions to the umbrella. It's Wisniewski near side. His point shot was tracked through traffic by Sam Zagat, who will hold on to it. Minute 8 left on Brian Goot's penalty. 9:02 left to go in the second. A historic night for the Lewis Flyers, and Scotty Ernsting, I'm sure, would like to come away from this one with a win. We sit tied with 9 minutes left to go in the second. Puck gets pinned up against the near side corner. Taken off some time from the clock was Braden Ricci. Now it's Moberg. Dishes it across on the far side. That shot attempt hit Sam Zagat right in the logo, but it's corralled by Alex Wisniewski. Sent it down low and poked around the net by Eric Zimmerman. Adrian Abram will find it and ring it up the far side wall, and it just hops over the Flyers' blue line, and that'll force the Titans back. 28 seconds left of power play time. Here is Moberg. We'll have to turn back. That's actually Zimmerman. And the Titans couldn't get it cleanly into the Flyer zone. And the forecheck is Rapaz. That forced Andrich to play it into the far side corner. And now moving with pace is Drake Moberg. He's in over the Flyer line on the far side, and a sharp angle shot was saved by Zagat. And I think he pinned it up against the side of the goal frame. Either way, the referee lost sight of it and will blow the whistle. 7:51 left to go in the second. Out there to take this draw, Caden Ulmer. The Elgin native lost it, and we'll try again, same spot. Colton Vision out there to square up with Ulmer on this face-off. He's the lone goal scorer for the Titans thus far. As a miscue on the blue line, will let Wilninski dish it to Goot. He's in over the Titan line. As that penalty is over, we're back playing 5-on-5 hockey. Some huge contact on the far side half wall will allow the Flyers to retain it in the offensive zone, but Ulmer couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. And so now it got dumped in. Aiden Maves. His pass up the near side wall was to no one. And the Flyers still struggling here in the neutral zone. Stump to Grigori. We'll give it back. Give it to Dom Grigori, who is moving with speed through the neutral zone, but he was unable to receive that puck clearly. Here's Vincent in over the Flyer line, poked into the corner by Alagna. Supporting was Grigori. And Dominic Grigori, playing on both sides of the puck, has really coming to his own for this Flyers team in his freshman year. Started out splitting time between the D3 and the D2 team, is playing a lot of hockey for this D2 hockey club after some excellent performance on the ice in these D2 games. Behind the net is Kavisto. To the point it goes. Nate Brown back to Kavisto in the corner. He looks to the middle. It's Hedke, whose shot was blocked. Picked up by Golden, and a backhand drive was found by Zagat, who will hold on to it for a much-needed whistle. 5:53 left to go in the second frame. Nate Brown out there to take this face-off for the Titans, and the Franklin, Wisconsin native won it. Activating from the point was Kavisto. He was unable to control, but right there on the point, supporting was Robertson, and a dangerous play in front of the net for the Flyers right there. In the neutral zone, slowing it down is Ethan Robertson, who will rifle it in. Flyers still looking to find some momentum here. Didn't really get any after Scotty Ernsting evened things up about 10 minutes ago. As Isaac Andrich has to make his first save in a while. Back on the ice is Ernsting, Stumpf, and Pramack. Logan Stumpf, third in points on this Flyers team in his sophomore year. 14 goals, 10 assists, and he gets another one right there. Logan Stumpf right at the top of the blue paint, and the Flyers are up by 1. Logan Stumpf, no stranger to being in perfect position. Caught the dish from the corner quick after that face-off. And for the first time this hockey game, the Flyers lead it. This line with both goals for the Flyers. Dan Johnson. And another penalty has been assessed to the Lewis Flyers. Looks like it will be hooking assessed to Caleb Pramack. And it was Scotty Ernsting who got the assist on Logan Stumpf's goal. Second point of the game for the Magic Man. And now once again, the Titans to the power play. Flyers have killed off a couple this period already. And a huge opportunity now for the Oshkosh Titans after the most recent Flyer goal. On the point is Moberg. Titans will go to work. Near side, Brown. In the middle, it's actually Maves. His point shot got patted out by Zagat. Could not be cleared. It's Grigori who will backhand slap it up the near side wall, and that'll allow Ethan Rapons to get a line change. A touch pass will give it to Golden. He's in over the Lewis line. Fights through a couple sticks, but still controls near side of the blue line. In the middle, it was Maves. Near side, that shot from Golden was blocked. And Grigori tried to slap it out, but it went right off the referee. And still controlling are the Titans. It's Ratliff. Minute 8 left on the penalty. A shot from the point goes by the side of the goal, and once again, Dominic Grigori with a big clear. Grigori's been getting a lot of looks on the special teams for Jim Sawyer and the Lewis Flyers. I think he's been on the ice for just about every penalty kill they've had to deal with today. And man, had just about 3 or 4 clears on that one alone. Big clear that time by Adrian Abram. Still missing from the Flyers bench is Mike Stack after he was injured earlier this period. Motoring into the Flyer zone was Kavisto. It got left on the point there for Zimmerman, and he's now back in his own zone. 18 seconds left to go on Caleb Pramek's hooking penalty. Fighting through 6 in the offensive zone was Brian Goot, who tried to backhand it up to Scotty Ernsting, but now it's Wisniewski. Poked into the corner by Dan Johnson, and that'll kill off the rest of the Flyers' penalty. Johnson pinned up against the boards, and a penalty has now been assessed to the Oshkosh Titans. Right as Caleb Pramek's penalty expired, it was Alex Wisniewski who was cross-checking Dan Johnson in the near side corner, and the Flyers now will get an opportunity of their own. 2:51 left to go in the second period. 2 minutes of power play time up for the Flyers. Pramek will square up to the left wing side of Isaac Andrich, and the Flyers win it. It's Stumpf trying to pass it to the point, but it was rifled out by Lee Hedke. And it's a get behind the net, out to play it. 2.5 minutes left to go in the second period. Flyers, key for them in this power play will be to at least generate some offensive opportunities. Have not really been able to do much of that on the power play thus far. Here comes Ernsting in over the Titan line to the middle. His shot goes by the side of the goal, hops right out in front, and it went and got kicked by the side. Once again, it's picked up by Pramek. Kept in there as he was dealing with pressure from Hurley, and a near side point shot from Braden Ricci gets soaked up by Andrich, who will hold on. Less than 2 minutes left to go, minute 58, minute 7 left on the hooking penalty assessed to Alex Wisniewski. Not the guy the Titans want to see sitting in the penalty box either. Had a goal, 2 goals actually, in their loss against Michigan Tech last Saturday. He also sits second in points on this Titans hockey team. That shot from Alagna hit a stick and goes by the side of the net. It's Pickens. Alagna near side, walks it, shoots it, and it got deflected by the stick of Nate Brown. Pickens on the point. Across to Alagna. In the middle is Ritchie. His one-timer is patted out with a big butterfly save by Isaac Andrich. 28 seconds of power play time left for the Flyers as David puts that one in behind the Titan goal. Could not be slapped out by Christian Simonson. That time Simonson's clearing attempt went off the stick of Nate Brown and the length of the ice. The Flyers will have 10 more seconds. One last rush on the power play. 58 seconds left to go in the second period. That one gets cleared all the way down, and that'll do it for this Flyers power play. Unsuccessful once again. Here comes Abram. Up the far wing wall, will feed it over to Pramack, and the pass evaded him, and it got slapped out by Drake Mulberg. Abram now, 30 seconds left to go in period number 2. Taken down was Pramack. He's got Ernsting in the middle. One shot goes in and out of the glove of Andrich, who will jump on top of it. 23.4 seconds left to go in the second. Flyers are up by 1, courtesy of the line that's coming off the ice right now. Logan Stumpf, Caleb Pramack, and Scotty Ernsting, responsible for both Flyers goals thus far. Face off to the left wing side of Isaac Andrich. In comes Colton Vincent. He lost it to go to the middle, one shot, he got it again, and a save is made by Isaac Andrich. What an opportunity for the Flyers there. It's Abram on the point. His shot knocked down by Andrich again. Some excellent saves from Isaac Andrich right at the end here of period number 2. Had to make one more just as the horn sounded, but grade A play from the Titan netminder with less than 10 seconds left to go. Flyers, though, were able to find the back of the net 2 times in that second period, and will take a 1-goal lead into the dressing room. I imagine this will be a much different conversation than was had in that first intermission. A little bit better play for the Lewis Flyers, but still some room for improvement, I'm sure. Through 40 minutes, the Flyers are up by 1. We'll see period number 3 in about 13. You're watching Lewis University hockey on the Lewis University Television Network. We are joined today in the studio by Flyers forward, one of the most successful forwards that's on the team currently, Scotty Ernsting. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I feel like we've been saying that a lot this season. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because last year we did all the seniors and we ran through them, and then there's a whole other set of seniors.
Yeah, so welcome to the show. Not that you need much of a welcome based on your performance lately, but you know, we're glad to have you here and talk some hockey. You know, I think we just start off, maybe get a little bit of your background, where you grew up, kind of where you started playing hockey, and then we'll kind of move into this past weekend.
Okay, yeah. So I started playing. So I'm the youngest of 8 kids. I got 5. Whew. Yeah, I got 5 older brothers.
Whoa! I knew you had a lot of brothers, but yep. I didn't realize you were one of 8.
Yep.
Oh
yep.
My!
So they all played hockey. Pretty much all of them played hockey growing up. So as soon as I started,
any
walking,
of the sisters?
Yeah. So I have a sister a year older than me. She played for a while. She didn't play in high school or anything like that. She quit when she was probably 8 years old, but she started playing. Yeah. She was good. She should have stuck it out, I think, but that's a different story for a different time, I guess. But yeah, no, I started when I was 3. You know, just playing with my brothers. We had my dad built a rink in the backyard, so that was a great time always. From there,
that's the best way to start.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. When I was younger, I played for the Sabres. I grew up in Naperville, right by Waubonsie. Played for the Sabres growing up, and then I played for Fury. And then after that, I played for Sabres for another year, and then I played for Bennett Academy, which was my high school. Played there my freshman through junior year. Then my senior year, I decided to play Team Illinois. It was a good experience, and then after that, I decided to come to Lewis.
And did that have anything to do with the fact that your brother was playing here at that time?
1,000%. So I knew since I was a sophomore in high school that I wanted to be a pilot, which put Lewis, front and center on my radar. My brother, he got his private pilot license here, obviously. And as soon as he got that, he took me up and, I kind of knew what I wanted to do with
You were hooked.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
And so, you knew then you wanted to play hockey. You didn't play any time with him, right? Because he's how much older is your brother Matt?
He's born in '99, so he's 5.5 years older than me.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, the cycle doesn't work.
No,
unfortunately.
Did you get to play with any of your siblings or no?
No. Matt, it was very close. Matt got his graduate. He got his master's, I should say. But no, it just didn't work out.
So I guess now is a good time to bring this up. So I don't know how aware you are with the stat section of the website, but if you take a look at all-time player stats for the Lewis Flyers organization, your brother Matt's sitting at number 3 all-time points with 114. You are sitting at number 7 with 106 points.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
So you're 8 points behind your brother Matt.
Oh boy.
What do we think
that doesn't mean we start playing for points.
No, absolutely.
I don't like to look at those. But
you have to. I mean, with a bunch of boys in the family,
so
it gets competitive. I mean, that's the way it was when I grew up.
No,
everything is competitive.
It is competitive. If you talk to Matt about this, he's definitely going to say, "Oh, we played in a different time frame. We play so different." And I agree. I 100% agree. So we're not as competitive with the stat line as you'd think. Now he'll tell me, "All right, whenever you're ready, Scotty, we'll go one-on-one. And, we'll settle it that way." Which all the power to him. But yeah, no, he wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah, it'd be a little bit of an ego shot. He'd never admit that, but I think it'd be an ego shot. But yeah, no, we don't get too competitive with stuff like that.
Which is surprising with that. I mean, how many? There's 5 boys, you said?
Yeah, it's if I started, barking at him like, "Oh, I'm gonna catch you," he'd just say, "All right, let's go one-on-one then," and it'd be that you'd shut it down that way, I guess.
Well, I feel like with the way you've been playing lately, and I guess this is now a good time, I've been waiting to play this clip for you, which I'm sure you've seen my reaction to your goal this past Saturday.
I did, yeah, that was awesome.
But
I will say.
I think we need to listen to that, and then we'll get your reaction, and then we could talk some about the games against DePaul here. But
okay.
Let's see if I can get this pulled up.
And into Scotty Ernsting, who took the puck away. Now he works the puck into the neutral zone. Ernsting's got it! Oh my God!
That's awesome.
Oh, no, I turned it off. But yeah, there was that was probably the greatest reaction I ever had. I mean, that was just, I don't know how you do some of that. Very impressive. I mean, what was the idea there? I mean, you going in with that idea, you're just going to make everyone on the ice look silly, or what?
No, absolutely not. And I think Coach can attest to this a little bit. Sometimes it just it kind of takes over. It's a little bit instinctual. In that moment, was I thinking I got to walk 2 guys, 3 guys, whatever it was? No, absolutely not. I'm just trying to make a play for the team, and if it goes in, it goes in. But definitely not crossing my mind that I gotta do something special.
Yeah, that was very impressive. You almost had another one was that in the second period where your goalie made a great save.
Yeah,
I mean,
that one hurts.
You were kind of worked yourself into the slot all by yourself, and I mean, what that was quite the save that he made.
Yeah, that was hats. I hate giving credit where credit's due, but credit's definitely due there. That was a phenomenal save. He just kind of dove right at me, and I mean, he got a shoulder on it. It was a great save.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Both goalies really played well that game. But let's back up a little bit to the game on Friday, where you guys were playing down at Johnny's against DePaul, and it went into overtime, and you guys ended up losing. But what was going through your head like when you were going into that third period? I think you were down by 1 or 2 going into the third. And I think it was you who tied it late, wasn't it? Like less than a minute left to go. So what was going through the team's mind going into that third period?
It's weird, and coaches touched on this too in previous podcasts, but I was never worried. It's different with this team. it has been in the past. And I don't know if it's, you know, a personal mindset. I would like to say it's more of a team mindset.
It's definitely a team mindset.
Yeah. I was really never worried. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of, you know, the will, everyone's got the will. So if there's a will, there's a way, right? So even being down, we have, you know, the culture around the team is so strong and so willing that I was never worried. I thought we were going to come back, whether it was me that put the puck in the net. If I didn't put the puck in the net, I thought someone else was. And that's a really great place to be, both in that game and, you know, moving forward. You know, we got playoffs looking more long term. That's a great asset to have as a team.
Would you agree with that, Jim?
I do, and I think that it's been all along the season. I mean, there have been a number of times where we've gone into the third period and we're down. Even that crazy game that we literally played in the cloud, up in Michigan Tech, and we never led, and we tied it up at the end of the game in order to go to an overtime, and we scored in overtime. So we never, during regulation, we actually never led, and I said it in the locker room after the game. I said there was never a doubt, and you could see it in the eyes of everybody. They're like, no, there really wasn't. It's a very different feel, and I think a lot of it has just to do with the culture and the competitiveness of the team, and the guys just understanding. I feel like the difference is the group of guys have winning is an art, and sometimes you get distracted by things that aren't going to produce the end result that you're looking for, and if you're not doing that. The wins can sort of slip away. And I think that even last weekend is an example of how a win could have slipped away from us, where we stayed focused, we stayed calm, and we just kept playing.
Dear Samara.
Dear Colin.
Dear Allie.
Dear Tony.
Greetings from a fellow Flyer.
College is a transformative time filled with opportunities to discover your passions, build lifelong friendships, and develop skills that will serve you well in the future.
Like you, I was once navigating the challenges and joys of college life, and I want to assure you that you are not alone in this journey.
Lewis University is a community that cares deeply about its students. Whether you are a first-generation college student, a working professional returning to school,
or anywhere in between, know that Lewis is here for you.
Take advantage of the opportunities to get involved on campus, join clubs and organizations, and connect with your peers.
These experiences will enrich your college life and create memories that will last a lifetime.
The challenges you face are stepping stones to growth and success.
Embrace them, learn from them,
and know that you have the strength to overcome them.
Hold on to your dreams.
And stay true to who you are.
You have the potential to make a difference in the world.
And Lewis is the perfect place to start that journey.
The world is waiting, and we are all cheering you on.
Brianne Mayer, class of 2017.
Tammy Billings, class of 1997. Mary Kramer, class of 1989.
Back inside Callan Sports and Romeo. Bill, after a very, what looks like warm-looking drone shot that you just witnessed on your screen, that is not what it looks like outside right now. It is much colder out. As I told you earlier, getting out of the car, the dashboard told me -7. So we appreciate you tuning in right here on the Lewis University Television Network, where it's nice, warm from the sanctity of your own home. Through 40 minutes, the Flyers took a 1-goal lead away from that and started to turn things around in period number 2 after a very lackluster first period. Just knowing how the Flyers have played throughout the course of this season, that was not what I've been used to out of them. So they were able to turn it around, though, in the second, get a couple goals, and now we're up by 1 on what has been a very historic day for the Lewis Flyers. Scotty Ernsting, in case you missed it, has now broken the all-time goal record for Lewis University hockey. Now has 75 goals, surpassing Craig Tomasi. And the Magic Man is now the lone leader for all-time goals scored at Lewis as he wins that opening face-off. And Stumpf will backhand that one in. Will pick it up behind the Titan goal, dances away from Moberg, and now it's Stumpf on the near side. He's getting hacked and whacked by Lee Hedke. A wraparound attempt just about from Stumpf as he chooses to dish it over to Premek. Right on him is Hedke, who lost it in his skates, and supporting on the point is Abram, who will rifle it right back down low. That one got chopped all the way out and down the ice for an icing call. That was Alex Wisniewski. And now a defensive zone coming up for the Oshkosh Titans. Flyers will get to choose where that draw is located. They elect the near wing dot. So with 19:18 left to go in the third, we'll see a face-off. Puck got dropped, one back into the corner, and the far side now is Gabe Kavisto, who was unable to clear. And now in his own zone, it's Braden Ricci. Across to David, has Fronte in the middle and rifles a pass right up to him. Fronte over to Pickens, and the pass got broken up. Braden Ricci. A touch pass will send Fronte into the zone. Supporting him was Pickens, and a centering pass goes right in the back of the net by Josh David, and the Flyers have scored another one. Kind of a broken play as the Flyers entered the zone on that rush. But I believe that was Josh David who had the final touch on it. Either way, the Flyers are up by 2. A quick start here in the third for the Lewis Flyers. Obviously receiving some words of wisdom from head coach Jim Swire in that intermission. As that one was kept in momentarily on the Flyers' blue line by Aiden Maves, but rifling the puck in on the far side was Christian Simonson. Abram and Goot tangled up there. Supporting was Omer, but it gets sent out now. Wilninski on the opposite end will deke in over the Titan blue line, 24 on 24. Wilninski was in on Hurley behind the net. And a quick shot from the far side half wall by Brian Goot was wide. Behind the net, Goot skates away from Aiden Maves, and Goot still got it near side corner. Teammates are making a line change, and Goot tried to cut to the middle, but an excellent defensive play there from Gavin Hurley prevented that from happening. And now it's Simonson. A drop pass will leave it for Siddick. He tried a backhander, but it was just wide, and the putback attempt was patted out by Zagat. Now it's Logan Pickens, or Stumpf rather, will loft it on goal, and that one was easily handled by Isaac Andrich. And a face-off will ensue, Titans zone. 17:20 left to go in this third period. Flyers are now up by 2. It was Josh David from Stumpf and Fronte on that most recent goal, as Logan Stumpf laid down a big body check there in the neutral zone. He gets it back now and will hesitate, looking for Ernsting on the near side. If you're Logan Stumpf and been playing with Scotty Ernsting on the same line all game, and a quick shot there from Liam Golden was saved. But if you're Logan Stumpf and you're on the ice with Scotty Ernsting, every time I get the puck, I'd be looking to give it to the Magic Man. He's got it now. We'll give it over to Pramac near side dot, and the centering pass to that was intended for anyway. Ernsting was broken up by Danny Kiddo, who was all tangled up with the Magic Man. It's picked up there by Roald, but he was unable to pull the trigger on the shot. And working hard in his defensive zone is Adrian Abram. All over him was Maddox Brackett. Now back in the Titan zone, it was sent up by Hedke. Troy Nail for the Flyers now will control. Finds the breakout pass. Ahead was Gooch, but Walensky couldn't get it to him. Walensky now again had Gooch in the middle still, but for the second time was unable to get him the puck. In his own zone is Drake Moberg. A Sheboygan native slaps it up the far side wall, where it's kept in by Josh David of the Flyers. It got pulled out of there by Alex Wisniewski, but had about 4 Flyers players right on him. But once again now in the neutral zone, controlled by Moberg, who will send it in. Far side, it's Zimmerman on the half wall, and the centering pass was broken up there by David. It was intended for Gavin Heerly. In his own zone, it was Maves. Now Ratliff will send it up the far wing wall, all the way down for an icing call. If you're Kyle Jensen on the bench for the Oshkosh Titans, you would have to think that he's trying to motivate his guys to get back to playing like they were in that first period. Obviously had a long day of very cold travel today down from Oshkosh. But they were here well before puck drop and were warmed up. The whole team, the bus was in the parking lot when I pulled in about 2 hours before the start of the game. They were getting used to the conditions inside here at Camlin Sports. As again, will freeze that one. 14:22 left to go in the third frame. Face off near wing dot, Lewis end. One back by the Flyers and sent across the middle of the ice by Ricci, who took some big contact in the near side corner by Gavin Heerly. And physicality from the Titans picking up as we approach the 14-minute mark here in the third. It got sauced up, intended for Fronte, who was moving with speed with Pickens, but he was not able to cleanly pick it up. Another big body check thrown in the near side corner by Heerly, who then had to absorb one from Josh David. And then David took one of his own from Aiden Maves. Braden Ricci goes high and out for an icing. Jim Swire on the Lewis bench evidently thought the puck was tipped. But not in the opinion of the officials, so the linesman will drop it onto the left wing side of Sam Zagat with 13:32 left to go in the third period. Across the ice, it's sent to David, who will send it in, and finally the Flyers can get a line change. Ulmer giving Kavisto a big shoulder on his way by Titans control in the offensive zone. A shot from the far side, top of the circle by Drake Moberg. Or rather, that's McGivelry. Was well wide. Wolninski kind of left it for Abram, whose pass was intended for Goot, who ends up just slapping it into the Titan zone. Kavisto in the neutral zone right on the red line. Took a big shoulder from Caden Ulmer, who now has the puck, and a one-hand flip it into the Titan end. Centering pass intended for Goot, who will find it and slap it on goal. But that one's gobbled up by Andrich for another whistle. 12:36 left to go in the third period. Flyers are up by 2. Looking for what will be their 8th win, or what could be rather their 8th win in a row. And meanwhile, the Oshkosh Titans look to rebound from a couple losses against Michigan Tech last weekend. Sam Zagat doing everything he can to prevent that from happening. Another big save made right there. Here's Sam Rold, and will win that face-off, and it gets sent around the net by Hedke. Fresh off the bench is Drake Moberg, who was moving in with pace on Josh David, but David, unfazed, sent a pass across the ice that ends up down into the Titan zone. Logan Pickens forces a turnover in the offensive zone, but the Flyers are forced back, and Alagna's pass to David was too far in front of him. Ricci activating from the point, and to deal with Alex Wisniewski on the Titan blue line, who will then dump it into the Flyer zone. He's got it now far side half wall, has Ben Alagna right on him, and a penalty now assessed to the Lewis Flyers. Ben Alagna had Alex Wisniewski all wrapped up on the far side half wall. And much to the dismay of the fans here at Canlan, the Flyers will be going back to the penalty kill. Been kind of the theme for this game, and the Lewis Flyers seeing a lot of the inside of the penalty box. Not something we've been accustomed to here in Romeoville for a while. I was actually talking to Jim Swire before this one started up and reminiscing about what I think was 3 years ago, when the Titans came to town and there was 15 combined people in the penalty box after a series of line brawls and a play that actually sent Logan Pickens to the hospital. A lot of penalties between these two clubs when they face off. In the far side corner on the power play, Gabe Kavisto controls. To the near side, Wisniewski on the half wall, and an excellent shot block there by Troy Nail. Wisniewski still retains Moberg. Wisniewski near side, walks it in, down low it goes. It was Brown dishing, in the middle was Moberg, and the shot was saved by Zagat, and backhanded the length of the ice by Caden Ulmer, allowing the Flyers to get a line change. 50 seconds left on Alagna's penalty, 10 8:10 left in the game. Right there, Brian Goot laying down a big shoulder in the defensive zone on Walleye Ratliff. And no stranger to playing the body is the Flyers captain, Brian Goot. He's in on the forecheck now on the penalty kill and took some major contact behind the play. No call will be made, as I believe that in the neutral zone there was Walleye Ratliff, who gave Goot the business behind the play. Meanwhile, that one got cleared out by Dominic Grigori, and that will do it for the Titan power play. Brian Goot well behind the play, took some major contact from Walleye Ratliff, and his stick still lays on the ice in the Titan zone. Ernsting now working his magic. He's in over the Titan line. He'll rip one on goal that sailed by the left post. It's Stumpfer. Rifles a pass to Ernsting, who controls it near side now. Dances away from Colton Vinson. And a shot found by Ernsting. Rebound, another putback attempt, to the Flyers score again. Logan Pickens, or Logan Stumpf rather, off the rebound, will take the Flyers up by 3. Logan Stumpf with his second goal of the hockey game. Will give the Flyers their biggest lead of the weekend so far. A turnover is forced. Josh David now down below the Titan goal line. Had the puck taken away by Lee Hedke. Maddox Brackett on the near side half wall. He's engaged in battle with Josh David, but it gets carried out of the zone by Danny Keto. In on the far side, it was Alex Woods. Now it's Fronte poked it up. He's in with David, and the Flyers are offsides. A fast break for the Lewis Flyers. Stopped in their tracks at the hands of the referee on the far side of the Titan blue line. Interesting thing about this 2 referee, 1 linesman system is the referees, those are the guys wearing the orange armbands, are calling offsides and icing in addition to penalties. And meanwhile, the guy with no orange armbands, the linesman, is only able to call offsides and icing, in addition to some other things. But for simplicity's sake, we'll just call it at that. Face-off, Titan zone, 7.5 minutes left to go in the third period. Flyers now up by 3. It's Liam Golden will get things going for the Titans. The breakout pass to Wisniewski was poked right off his stick. And now it's Kavisto. Banks a pass that is intercepted by Caden Ulmer, who will ring it in around the Titan goal. In on the forecheck was Wilninski on Wisniewski. It's Ernsting. Will rifle it, and a low blocker save made by Isaac Andrich. On the Flyers' #1 goal scorer of all time. Here's Logan Stumpf looking for the hat trick. Flyers are forced back. Kavisto Took a tape-to-tape pass from Dan Johnson of the Flyers. But now Grigori to Johnson. 6.5 minutes left to go in the third period. Johnson had to deal with Gavin Hurley right on him. But Stumpfel backhand a pass up to Ernsting and sit down in the process. Ratliff, and Ernsting gets another one! The Magic Man gets his second goal of the day. And this Lewis Flyers line is on fire. Timeout taken by Kyle Jensen and the UWO Titans. The floodgates have opened for the Lewis Flyers. Finding the net a couple times already in this third period. 6:15 left to go in this hockey game. If you're Jim Swoyer and the Lewis Flyers, you have to think that he's saying to his players right now, you cannot let the emotions get the best of you. Obviously, tensions are rising here at the middle rink at Canlan as this game moves along. And now that the Flyers are up by 4 goals, you have to think an onslaught of offensive opportunities is coming their way from the Titans. 2 Lewis Flyers on the ice right now, both with 2 goals. One with the most goals all time and the second most points all time. The other one, a sophomore who's well on his way to following in Scotty Ernsting's footsteps. Here's Ernsting. Will turn back. Energized after he scored his second, looking for the hat trick, will drag it through his legs. It's Ernsting. On his forehand in the far side corner, tried a centering pass that was intended for Pramek. But Pramek couldn't handle that hot pass. Taken away by Golden. Gave it away to Pramek, who snapped one on goal, but I believe the save was made by Andrich, who remains in the net for the Oshkosh Titans. Homer's pass to Pramek was in his skates. And that'll allow Maddox Brackett to send it up the near side wall. Now Abram in his own zone. 5:13 left to go in the third period. Has Woods right on him, who took the puck away and has a quick wrist shot that is knocked down by Zagat and cleared out of there by Abram. Goot snaps it up the far side wall and ended up giving it right to Aiden Maves. But Ernsting strips it in the neutral zone. Recovering was Danny Kiddo. And it got sent in by Alex Woods. Back in his own zone now was Lucas McGillivray, one of the captains for this Titans hockey team. Looks to get things going, and he's sat right down there by the captain of the Flyers, Brian Goot, who controls the puck behind the Flyers goal. Goot and McGillivray tangle up as they both go down to the ice. It's Goot trying to pass it up to Ricci on the point, but it was intercepted by Wisniewski. He's now got it, Flyers zone, centering pass poked out of there by Zagat, who's getting active with his stick. Saw him in the last couple outings against the Panthers last week. Was actually very active out of his crease. Playing the puck behind the goal was Sam Zagat, getting active. Actually took a penalty As the Flyers almost give it away in their own defensive zone. That was Dominic Grigori, who then recovered excellently. He had Ty Siddick moving in with speed, but Grigori got in his way, not allowing him to blow by. As Kavisto tried to pass across the ice, it looked to me that Ty Siddick was offsides, but the referee had a better look at it, straddling the blue line. In the offensive zone, a snapshot from the point is patted out by Zagat, who was down in the butterfly. And Logan Pickens on the clearing attempt snaps his stick in half. Christian Simonson, 2:45 left to go in the third. Got sent off the glass by Alex Fronte and sent up by Pramek, who took a big shoulder from Gavin Hurley in the process. Now it's Nate Brown moving in on Troy Nail. And it was gotten out of there by Ernsting. Now Nail has Stumpf and Ernsting flanking him as he rifles that one in behind the Titan goal. It's Pramek, falls down, has Stumpf right with him, but Stumpf wasn't able to pull that puck out. It's Hedke now for the Titans, has a backhand saucer pass across to Nate Brown near side. Poked out and around the net by Nail, but Flyers can't clear it. Excellent keep in there by Drake Moberg on the point. Here comes Ernsting, buzzing through the neutral zone. It's Scotty Ernsting, left it for Pramek, far side on the dot. His shot was saved by Andrich, who dropped it momentarily, but was able to find it and cover up. Minute 47 left to go in the third period. Face off to the right wing side of Isaac Andrich. One back into the corner by Alex Wisniewski. Controlled now by the Flyers. Goot tried to pass it behind the net where Wilninski was cycling, but icing waved. Minute and a half left to go in regulation time. At this point in the hockey game, you have to think that both these teams are thinking about matchup number 2 taking place tomorrow right on this very same sheet of ice. Start time for that one, 3:25, and we'll be right back here on the Lewis University Television Network broadcasting that. So if the cold weather continues, we'll be happy to bring some Flyers hockey into your living room. Today, though, there's still 52 seconds left in the third period. There's 2 Flyers not on the ice right now that have 2 goals. Now David from the point, butterfly save made, and Caden Ulmer's there. And it looked like it deflected off a skate and goes right in the back of the net. The Flyers up by 5. I did not see a distinct kicking motion from Caden Ulmer, who picks up his 5th goal on the season. And on the ice for the Flyers with 40 seconds left to go is Ernsting and Stumpf. Face-off controlled by the Titans, but now it's Abram. Trying to pass it up, but the stick of Gavin Hurley broke it up. Now it's Siddick. Gave it to Rapaz. He's got Logan Stumpf in the middle. Gave it to Stumpf. Looking for the hat trick. It's Stumpf. Save made by Andrich on the breakaway. We got a penalty now coming up to the Titans. Another shot from Ernsting. Could not hit the net. And now, with 8 seconds left to go, the whistle will sound. There was a collision in the near side corner between Troy Nail and a member of the Titans. That was Gavin Hurley, who lost his helmet in the process and will end up just getting off the ice. 8.2 seconds left to go here in the third period. Remaining on the ice is Scotty Ernsting and Logan Stumpf. Initial penalty will be assessed to the Titans. I do not believe that the Flyers, or they will be assessed a penalty. Troy Nail will be getting a penalty. Did not see the signal, but he was the one who collided with Gavin Hurley in the near side corner. And that will result in the faceoff being moved outside the Titans zone. Hurley was the one assessed the penalty for the Titans. And confusion at the hands of the referee. Taken down was Ernsting. A Stumpf off the faceoff will control. Centering pass to Rapaz, and he deflected it on goal right to Andrich. As the horn will sound, Flyers able to complete the comeback in regulation and win it. Final score 6-1. On a very historic day for Lewis Flyers hockey, one that will be written into the history books. Scotty Ernsting is now the lone goal leader all time for the Lewis Flyers. What a game for the Magic Man. What a season thus far. What a career thus far. We look forward to honoring him and the rest of the seniors next Sunday right here in Romeoville for senior night as they take on MSOE in the afternoon on a rare Sunday matchup. This weekend, though, we will be right back here tomorrow. Same place, not same time. 3:25 puck drop is slated between these two squads in Game 2 that you won't want to miss after one heck of a game today. Flyers extend their win streak to that is 8 games. Titans fall to the Flyers. As you see right there on your screen, Scotty Ernsting, Logan Stumpf, and Caleb Pramek getting some promotional pictures there, and a lot of emotion, I'm sure, for Scotty Ernsting as he has had the most prolific career in Lewis University history. Look forward to calling a few more games of his at home, one of those being tomorrow, the other one against MSOE. It's been an honor to call those so far for him and call so many goals at home. I'm sure we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Flyers, though, come away a big win, 6-1 final score. I'd like to extend a thanks to my fiance Nicole for coming and operating the camera today. My dad, normal camera operator, is up in Eagle River playing pond hockey in what I'm sure is very cold weather. Do not envy that at all. Actually, I kind of do. I wish I was there. But Cole did a great job. For everyone at the Lewis University Television Network, my name is Logan Kapp. We will catch you all on the next one.